All right, the Detroit Lions have an unknown rookie that we've been talking about at rookie minicamp, OTAs, and now at training camp started. He's still making plays. Coaches, players all love him. And before we get into that, let me know, summer's it's not winding down, so I don't say that. But where do you like to camp? It seems like a lot of people are camping. I think, COVID kind of put that on, and then it's really stayed up. So let me know in the comments where you like to camp. You go in Ludington? You go in Traverse City? You can go anywhere. Where do you like to camp? Let me know. Okay, Ian Kennerly, Grand Valley State, undrafted free agent, basically brought him in to do a tryout. He stood out right away to Dan Campbell, Kelvin Shepard, defensive coordinator, our special teams coach, and the safeties coach. All these guys went over to him. Boom. Hey, you've got a chance. Come be part of the 90-man roster. He's in. Undrafted rookie safety Ian Kennerly gets the nod here for great coverage, play of the day. On a Hendon Hooker throw up the right sideline. The entire secondary had locked up the initial reads. Hooker rolled to his right, bought some time, and then it was going to get a better angle at a comeback route. Kennerly, I keep saying Kennerly. Kennerly burst in front of several of the receiver, swatted the ball down with his right arm, to the great jubilation of the starting defensive backs who mobbed the Grand Valley State product in celebration after the rep. We'll get back to one more thing here. Okay, Kennerly. Jeez. Here's the thing about this guy. If you haven't been paying attention to him, he comes out of Grand Valley State. He's got the size. He's 6'2", 205, ran a 4.5. Athletically, he's got everything that you need. He's did the production at the Division II level. But here's what Dan Campbell said. Here's what coaches have been saying about him and players. So the DB coach, safeties coaches, Coach O'Neill, they were visibly impressed by him. He's got the physical traits to play downhill while can be in coverage. O'Neill emphasized that the need for multiple young safeties to pop in camp. And Kennerly is one they have their eye on, and they need safety depth. So remember, we have our star safeties like Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. And by the way, that's what DJ Reed, our new cornerback, who's our number one corner, was asked like why he chose here. A, the money, but B, to play with two all-pro safeties. We've got the all-pro safeties, but who's going to back them up? Remember, we lose Ife Melifonwu, who I think we all liked, and man, he could never get healthy, and it was kind of frustrating. But then we don't have him anymore. And then after that, it's like, all right, who do we have defensively? So if you look at it right here, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph. Then Dan Jackson is a 7th-round pick. Eric Hallett, who we got from, he's been around for a minute. Ian Kennerly, all the way back here. Lauren Strickland, who we liked last year. He was kind of like the Ian Kennerly of last year. Morris Norris, love that name, all hanging out down here. We need someone to step up, and Kennerly is just the name that keeps popping up. By the way, I've got some other standouts from training camp so far that's pretty exciting. But that is somebody that I've forgotten about, is that safety depth. I don't know. Corners and cornerback depth, 100%. Linebackers, depth, everything. Malcolm Rodriguez is going to be coming back. We've got that one guy from the Colts that we picked up that was a special teams ace that we now just have as another special teams ace, along with Khalil Dorsey, plus he can play linebacker. Love that. But I don't know about safety. I also don't know about the defensive line depth now that Levi Onwuzurike's out as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. But Kennerly, Grand Valley State, what's up? Love that. Used to live in Allendale. So shout out Allendale. Okay. Other play that was cool is Jared Goff expertly feathered a deep post route just over Amik Robertson and into Tim Patrick's arms early in practice. Really nice route by Patrick. Got a little space, savvy push off. As the throw as good as it gets. If you're watching Quarterback on Netflix with Jared Goff, there is nothing else that we already knew it. We're chanting Jared Goff. He brings this franchise from the depths of terribleness to the playoffs, wins playoffs games, takes us to the NFC Championship game. So there's nothing. We're sold, I guess, as Lions fans. But if you weren't already sold, you're more sold, or if you're like, just watching that show is so good, and they do a good job of just showing him and who he is, and he loves playing here. So love that. Okay. One other thing I wanted to show you here was another standout is Giovanni Manu. So with Taylor Decker on the PUP list as he recovers, Skipper took first team reps, then Jamarco Jones, then Giovanni Manu. However, the feedback from the media and the coaches and what they're saying is that Giovanni Manu looks 100% better than he did last year, which is huge. But man, Skipper's the one in, and we have to find that third tackle. Who's that going to be? With the practice not padded, it's hard to get too deep on this. Skipper continues to get out into space well on screens. He knows the offense. Manu appears to have redistributed some of his weight and more muscles in the shoulders and overall more muscular tone. He's naturally a big man, but he might have been carrying a little extra bulk as a rookie. Okay. Manu, we need you. Straight up. We need a good third tackle. I think Dan Skipper has a role on this team, and that is he can play tackle in a pinch. He plays that like tight end, extra tight end that comes in and goes in motion. Like, we all love Skipper and think he can do this, but it does feel like you need that an elite backup. You're not an elite player, otherwise you'd be starting, but you're like, we need a good backup, because the offensive line, there's a lot of different moving parts on that. So definitely need that. Another thing that I loved was, we'll get to Enix Rakestraw goes down. We'll keep an eye on that. He makes me nervous. It just feels like he's always going to be injured. Maybe not. Please don't be. Please, come on. All right, Tate Ratledge and Graham Glasgow each got first team reps at center. Glasgow moved to right guard as Rash slid into the pivot, but it's Glasgow was at center. Ratledge did not play any guard reps. Interesting. So Ratledge might be the center, is really what I'm taking away from this. Well, more to come on that. As we get pads on, that's what will really be good. Avonte Maddox played safety. So we just talked about what's that safety depth. Avonte Maddox, they've talked highly of in OTAs and rookie minicamp. In OTAs, they talked highly about Avonte Maddox. Like, there's no question he's going to make the team. What position will he play? And then Amik Robertson outside corner, Terrion Arnold in the slot, DJ Reed. We've got a great secondary. I think we forgot that just because of all the injuries and everything, all the chaos. I keep beating the drum that our defense is going to be good this year. We haven't had a good defense in forever, and I think they're going to be really good. Last year was supposed to be the year, but everybody was injured. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.